Hi, my name is Ricardo. I'm a front-end developer and customer success manager working for an A/B testing tool for the past 2.5 years. And today I'll be talking about how to A/B test below default changes. Well, perhaps you might be asking why this topic, and that is a challenge that I have seen sometimes in some posts on LinkedIn that's quite challenging, and therefore I believe that there's definitely some light I could bring to it because I can show how I do it these days. So well, let's take a look at it. Oh, here I'm using my website, the Ricardo or the rmartinez.nl, and you will see, well, I want to create a change. Let's suppose we are introducing an element over here, and we just want to track when this element come to view, right? Which would be like something that we do usually with A/B tests. So, well, I have already created some code for that. So if I inspect my page, I'll go to the console, just clean there. And here you will see that I'm basically introducing a simple element. I have already sought for my selector. You see that I have added now hello element with this red background. And wow, how can I track this element? Because of course we might, perhaps you don't even know what is below the fold, but below the fold is everything that comes that the user would need to scroll in order to have access to. So basically already at this point, if it can't be visible when the page is rendered or when the page is loaded for the user, that would already be considered below the fold. And of course, we also know that the lower in the page, the less the user scrolls to. Therefore, how can we make sure that the user or that my user that came to this page have seen this element over here if we are A/B testing? One common mistake, or not even a mistake, but one common way of doing it that some people do is by tracking or only assigning users that basically see the changes. One big problem with that is that when you are doing that, you can easily create an SRM or a sample ratio mismatch because it's also really difficult to identify or only count users when they reach there. And how can we make sure that we'll have an equal split if we are doing it in this way? Because the user can come to this page, but we don't know for sure if they will see the element over here. Therefore, one of the approach that we use is, well, basically, we would track the user that comes here, in this case, to that home page. And then we would, for example, create like a metric or something that we track that the user has seen this element. And then we can, I don't know what A/B testing tool you use, of course. For the A/B testing tool I use, which I don't disclose because I'm doing that separate from my work. But of course, if you want to know, you just check my LinkedIn and you will know what A/B testing tool I'm talking about. What I would be doing is we create a metric for this specific element, and when the user have this element in view, we would, for example, trigger a metric. Another way that I will be showing the video as well, like we could like just hit a data layer event, and you can use GTM to send this to GA4, for example, so that we can segment the data basically. So we probably still won't have an equal split because we might have more users that have scrolled to this in control than in variation. And you might even be asking, okay, how in the control? Because the control is the original version, which doesn't have that element. That's correct. But what we would advise here is create also a change to the control where you can even add like a simple element there which is not visible. It's just that you have something to compare to because you would like to have that comparison, like to also make sure that the user has also scrolled down that far as well, so that you have somewhat a equal comparison or a fair comparison in this case. So, all right, well, let's get to it. So basically here I already showed you, I inserted the element there, and now I am using a technique which is with an intersection observer. What does an intersection observer does is basically just a little bit of JavaScript code which we will intercept when an element is in view. So basically we can of course add some threshold, some flexibility to that as well. Can always be a little bit before, a little bit after, or right when the element is in view as well. So you will see that you can adjust that over here. And basically here you will see that if the element is intersecting, I will basically be sending a data layer event, and I will show that in a little bit as well. So here I also will be sending a console log that we have some information about it as well. And you can see over here on at the top, I am basically looking for this element, which is an ID, and you can see over here that that's my element over there. So if I just do an enter here, and then I will, well, let's see what is gonna happen. I will clear it for now that we have clean, and then I also want to go to my data layer, and then I will just do dot length equals 0. So you will see that my data layer now should be clean. There's nothing anymore in my data layer. Therefore, if I now scroll down, let's see. All right, so you saw that we already got lucky. Is element in view, the new element. And then if I go to the data layer, well, there's basically 25 events there, but I'm more interested, I think, in over here, the CTA background in view. So you will see that I basically have my event over there. I can even send like timestamps and so on, but that's not really relevant. But you can see that this is a very nice way. So basically, that is a very simple way that you can use. And the advantage is that you will be avoiding having like a sample ratio mismatch in this case, and you will make sure to some extent that you can segment your data basically only based on users that have reached that specific part of the page. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. If you like, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to like the video and to share. Thank you very much.